A lot of these examples have been about wealthy families, families with means. How about the more average family, which may have just an HDB flat and maybe some money, not so many properties littered around the island or anywhere else in the world? What do they do? I mean, what should they do when it comes to planning their estate?
I'm advocating strongly that the HDB people do consider early as well their wealth transfer needs, because HDB is a restricted, has got restricted ownership. If your child has done well in his studies, now converting into American citizenship, HDB wouldn't allow your son to be a beneficiary and have his name on your HDB flat. Plus the fact that HDB dwellers amongst us makes up 80% of Singapore residents, right? So, but many of them think that, no worry, when I am gone, it will just go to my loved ones, HDB will take care of it. But that's the issue. Your 3 beneficiaries or your 2 beneficiaries, each one may already have their own HDB or their own private apartments, and it is not convenient for them to receive it. And so then they and their spouses would have to get into a discussion about, should we sell it or is there sentimental value attached to it? Write up a will, be very clear. The easiest thing to do actually should be sell it and then distribute the cash.
But you also need to do the nomination with CPF for CPF funds, right?
Yeah, that's an area which has really come to fore in the more recent years, whereby the CPF board has been putting a lot of media advertisements telling account holders that they can even voluntarily put in more money so that there is a higher annuity when they turn 65 with the CPF life. So it's not going to be unusual for average account holder to be leaving behind at age 65, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. And interestingly enough, a new scheme run by DBS Bank, whereby they could give a loan on the private home that is left behind, that the elderly couple may be living in. You have to be 65 and above to do that. So it's like a reverse mortgage. But the difference is that instead of giving you the money, they will top up your CPF account. So if you wanted the maximum payout and you were short by like $150,000 and you had equity in your private residence, you could go to DBS and say that, okay, lend me the $150,000. They will then top up your CPF account. And there you are. At age 65, you will then get your maximum annuity payout. So things like that, we see more and more people looking at the CPF nomination and finding that they're going to be potentially leaving quite a lot of money to a beneficiary who might be too young to receive the $200,000-$300,000, or if they nominated their spouses to receive the $200,000 or $300,000, the spouses may be just as equally as old and potentially vulnerable when they receive it. So there are all these things to be looked at. So for mass affluent families, more modest families, even HDB dwellers, we are finding that when they start to aggregate the channels of money that could flow from the CPF side, the insurance policy payouts should they die, from the investments that they hold with some financial institutions, their private residence and all that, it does aggregate to a fairly tidy sum, potentially several $1 million as well. And certainly that's, to us, a candidate that needs to engage in some form of holistic estate planning.